Mohenjo-Daro, an ancient city destroyed by a nuclear attack thousands of years ago? Is it possible that Mohenjo-Daro, an ancient city that belonged to the Indus Valley civilization, was destroyed by a nuclear attack thousands of years ago? Only 7 years after the first atomic explosion in New Mexico, theoretical physicist Robert Oppenheimer, one of the people often named as father of the atomic bomb, was giving a lecture at the University of Rochester. On that occasion, a student asked him if the first nuclear device that went off was the one at Alamogordo, during the Manhattan Project. Dr. Oppenheimer responded, "Well and yes. In modern times, yes, of course." Oppenheimer went to say, if we look at the theoretical physicist's answer literally, it means that in ancient times nuclear bombs or variations of them existed among ancient civilizations. Consequently, this brings us to one of the most important questions most of us have tried never to ask: was mankind visited in the distant past by other civilizations beyond Earth? And if so, did these ancient civilizations really have advanced technologies like nuclear bombs? In modern-day Pakistan, in the vicinity of the banks of the Indus River, we can find one of the most enigmatic archaeological sites on the surface of the planet, which once belonged to one of the oldest civilizations on the planet, the Indus Valley civilization Mohenjo-Daro. Together with Harappa, located some 600 kilometers further northeast, Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa are two of the most prominent ancient cities that belong to the Indus Valley civilization. Interestingly, if there is something surprising at Mohenjo-Daro, then it is the complete absence of buildings that can be identified as temples or palaces or any kind of symbolism that may be associated with such. Archaeologists sustain that all buildings follow a uniform pattern, highlighting its construction in adobe bricks with no ornaments and windows, all within an urban planning far more advanced than that of any other ancient civilization thousands of years ago, with wide avenues and straight roads, many of them perfectly paved, with rectangular buildings which were all equipped with a network of drainage systems, canals, pipes and sewers, etc. Interestingly, just as the ancient Sumerian civilization, the Indus Valley seemed to have emerged all of a sudden, without any trace of an earlier evolution prior to the apparition of Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro. But if the appearance of such amazing civilization remains a mystery, their disappearance is even more fascinating and was initially attributed to the arrival of invading peoples of Indo-European origin. But many researchers argue that something entirely different happened at Mohenjo-Daro. We only have to take a look at ancient Vedic texts, a set of antique Sanskrit writings which are considered legacies of the gods, where we find references which may help get to the bottom of the numerous mysteries that surround Mohenjo-Daro and the Indus Valley civilization. One of the ancient texts, the Mahabharata, an extensive poem of some 215,000 verses, details events that occurred in the city of Mohenjo-Daro, where both gods and mortals were wrapped in an epic war, overshadowing the remote origins of the city, since the Mahabharata places the ancient city in the years 3103 BC during the Kali Yuga or Black Age Zero, a kind of apocalypse that occurred in the distant past that modified much of the ancient history of India. There are hundreds and hundreds of unanswered questions, but there are ancient texts that offer many answers despite being considered as heretic and misinterpreted by modern scholars. Interestingly, many ancient texts shed light onto the numerous enigmas of history, and if not almost entirely, they illuminate the path of a truly untold story that bends the possibilities of our written history. As we mentioned above, one of such texts is the ancient Mahabharata.